Hello there, YouTube. Let's talk gun control. Well, as many of you may know, there was a tragic incident of school shooting, Newtown, Connecticut, and this like 20-year-old gunner killed 20 children, like 7 adults, including himself. He turned the gun on himself as soon as he heard the police coming, first responders. But I mean, he was suffering from some kind of like Asperger's or like some kind of autism. Um, so he definitely did have issues because he killed his mom and his dad, and I think that's it. At first they said there was like a lot of misinformation there. They said he had killed his brother too, but apparently not. But yeah, then Obama comes out, and then he's basically in tears, giving a speech to address this tragedy. And I thought that was pretty phony because even though I personally heal the story, and I'm not related to any of those people, but I don't. It certainly is kind of concerning, but it is so rare that even though more and more of them have been happening, like it's the amount of massive or like school shootings and like people getting killed in schools is like incrementing, but I just don't feel that connection, enough of a connection to be able to cry for those people and stuff. Even though I do understand how it's sad, and like that was pretty. It was pretty messed up that he killed a bunch of kids. Like that didn't really do anything to have it coming for them. If they were like older kids, then I could kind of like see how it is justified a little bit, maybe if he was picked on or bullied and then he was cornered and he didn't know how to react, but not obviously not in this case. He was just disgruntled and deranged, and he just wanted to kill as many people as he could before taking his own life. But I mean, yeah, when it comes to gun, and now the gun the gun control and like banning like high powered assault rifles and all that, and like high capacity magazines, banning all that has been, the debate has been kicked up into the mainstream. And for now, I think I'm gonna have to agree with the people that say they don't want their guns taken away, because it's still like a pretty rare occurrence that you would die like in a school shooting, or that your kids are gonna die in a school shooting. But I mean, I see the concern of the parents, but it's basically being hyped up too much. But I think people should be allowed to have firearms and stuff like that for hunting or for whatever. If not, you would actually be violating the Second Amendment, or the people that want to change it. Then you'd be reducing the amount of freedoms that Americans have. Uh, Even though this could be a good excuse for, or a good reason to ban them, I do think that when push comes to shove, and if you're disarmed and then the government starts to get like real tyrannical, then you're not gonna have any means to defend yourself, basically. And that could potentially turn much worse than you're gonna be in much greater trouble than if you were inside a school during a school shooting. The government basically, because this is what happened to me the other day. I just got pulled over for failing to activate the turn signal, and for an unsafe switching into another lane, and for unsafely switching into another lane. So a cop pulled me over, and then he basically gave me a ticket. And most of these cops, like most of them I've met, they're pretty rude, and they totally abuse their authority and their power. So, just think of, if you get your guns taken away, that's the only thing that's like basically keeping them in check. Is the thought of like you being able to defend yourself and stuff. That's what it's basically keeping them, from completely walking all over you. Even as it is, people like cops and police officers, they shoot at people. They shoot people dead all the time, and then what does a police officer get? He just like he's like laid off for a few days and stuff with like, but he's still getting a paycheck, and he's allowed back into the force and stuff. Like basically not, they basically, if anything, they just get a slap on the wrist. So think of how that would work out if you didn't have any guns. And also, I just think it's, there's like other, rather than basically just banning weapons, you could actually just, have more. There needs to be a balance with this, but you could actually have more, do a deeper, more thorough investigation of the people who are gonna possess the weapons and stuff. Like, let's say for like Trayvon Martin case and like George Zimmerman, that guy was basically a nutcase, but he breached the system. He basically got around the system, and he was able to carry a concealed what he was able to get a concealed weapons permit, which he should have never have been able to acquire if the people had been doing their job without cheating the system. So this kinds of things happen. People who are like unstable and stuff, they're not all there. And these kinds of things happen. They use it without justification, for no like good reason. They use their weapons and they kill somebody. And like Adam Lanza's mother was also, she owned a bunch of guns and stuff, and knowing that her son was a bit of a schizophrenic, or he wasn't really all there, or he had like very like tantrums or anger fits. He had a bad temper. Basically, he wasn't all there, and something like this could happen. So I think if there is a little bit more of a deeper investigation onto the people, a deeper investigation of the people who are going to possess these weapons, then you could potentially avoid like mass killings and like school shootings and stuff like that. So yeah, but for now, I'm just gonna have to go with people should be allowed to like own their guns and stuff, and maybe put more restrictions on like owning guns and stuff, but not so many that it becomes impossible to own a firearm, because everybody like a reasonable amount of restrictions to own a firearm. And basically I know everybody has different standards, but let's hope this doesn't turn into a heavily restricted area, and that nobody's gonna be able to like buy a gun because they because they got a traffic ticket or whatever. That things like that. That's not a good enough excuse to not like let you own or possess a firearm. All right, so without further ado, this is my video. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more videos. All right, bye.